Hey there, Plague Von Karma here. Today we're covering something a bit different. Yu-Gi-Oh! Banlist history. And we're going to be covering a card that is quite obscure but has remained on the limited list for around 5 years now. Evigishki Mind Augus. You will have probably seen this on the banlist every time you read it and you're just thinking, what the fuck's this card? Well, here I am to explain why it's limited. Its card text goes as follows. Cards to be normal summoned or set must first be ritual summoned. You can ritual summon this card with any Gishki ritual spell card. When this card is ritual summoned, target up to 5 cards in any player's graveyard and shuffle this target into the deck. So you may be wondering, well, Papa Plague, this card doesn't really do that much, why is it limited? And you'd be correct to assume this because Konami is pretty retarded. The issue lies in quite a few aspects of the archetype it's from. Number 1, Evigishki Mind Augus isn't once per turn, and nor is any other Gishki ritual monster. Number 2, Gishki Archetype, their main ritual spell, could shuffle itself into the deck to add a ritual monster back to the hand. This means that you can effectively tag out a Gishki ritual for another to reduce their effect, while still maintaining the Archetype in your deck. This is used in Steel Giga's Turbo build today, which could give the Archetype a +7 through its draw effect. The Archetype has a member named Gishki Shadow who could discard itself to search a ritual spell, and could also serve as the full cost for a ritual summon of a Gishki monster. You may have seen this in Necros because it works for water monsters. It is also a salvage target, meaning that getting to a ritual spell after it's gone back to the deck is incredibly easy. Through these 3 things, with the addition of the fact you could tribute a Mind Augus to summon another for a borderline costless ritual summon, it forms a gigantic FTK machine. And of course, this card has been a part of a good few FTKs. In the beginning of the FTK that we're talking about here, which is the one that got banned, well, not banned necessarily, put to 1, players initially began using 1 day of peace as their card to loop. Players would use a deep draw engine to draw their entire deck, and then begin stacking the empty space with Mind Augus' effects, which would usually be a ritual spell, 1 day of peace, and another spell of their choice. If they wanted minimal risk, they could use the up to wording on the card text to go to 3 cards, or 2, whatever they wanted really. By looping this, the opponent will eventually be left with no cards left in their deck, losing the duel by default. This was known as Gishkill FTK, and you can still find old videos on it today, and it has been reconstructed a few times, but most of the time the FTKs these days aren't that good. They're very consistent and not even viable at all with formats. And of course, these decks are very well known for causing delays. Most notably, this deck was used at YCS San Diego in 2013 by Alan Pennington. This variant used card destruction, Copper Vase, Dark Lord Dealings, and hand destruction to keep eating the player's deck until they drew the entire thing, thus decking them out. You can find the old deck list in the description. There is also an old guide to the FTK to teach players how to use the deck, and it's also how I found out where the deck started. It spawned in late 2012, this was the male format to clarify, and it lasted around a year. I think I can't only take a year to plan silly things like this. It also showed the Dealings Gustkraken loop, which allowed the player to hand loop the opponent to 0. So, how good is this FTK though? Well, it did take place quite well at a few YCSs and was a solid road contender. The issue was really stability, because note the bottomless trap hole was a good thing back then. While there are alternative loops if the cards get banished, the deck basically dies to them. So now you even needed a huge amount of memorization as this deck was quite literally solitaire. The loop is there, but it's very difficult to begin draw chain successfully. Once it begins though, the opponent's usually dead. You also really need to persevere, as your turn is definitely going to last at least 30 minutes. The deck didn't really have any variance, although stacking the deck for Exodia could be fun. It would necessitate more bricks though, and obviously we have to start to draw through the entire thing. Gishkill FTK got its first hit in September of 2012, where Gustkraken was put to 1 for its hand looping ability. Mind Augus, however, was still at 3, meaning that the hand loop variant was still very much alive. September of 2013, a whole year later, Mind Augus was finally put to 1. This was the hit the deck needed to become playable. The OCG has never hit Mind Augus once though, but it did limit Gustkraken for a very long time. But it has since gone to 2 and appears to be doing a few things, namely the Dealing Gustkraken loop that I meant before. It appears the main reason for Mind Augus' limitation wasn't necessarily because the FTK was strong, but because of the delays it caused. Some players could keep the chains going for 15 minutes, screw up, and suddenly they lost. The FTK also exploited rulings going into time and winning with a 1-0. These factors made the FTK very unhealthy for competitors, delaying the event for everyone, as well as really tilting the opponent. The FTK on its own was fragile, but in the grand scheme of things it just hurt everything else. So you may be wondering, hey Plague, this card is still on the TCG, can we still do funny stuff with it? And I would say, definitely. The card has applications in stacking decks that could definitely see FTK use in the future, such as Slash Draw, but obviously that's gone to want now. I use it as intended in my Zeal Gigas Turbo side deck to screw with Sky Strikers, as it also works the opponent's graveyard as the card deck says. It is a pretty funky card, and on its own, well, it can cause a lot of hilarious stuff to occur. So, what is Mind Augus doing in the OCG? Is it broken? Well, the FTK still exists, but I don't use that often. The FTK we're talking about here, as I said before, is quite fragile. A single banish can obliterate the entire strategy, and hand traps such as Draw and Lockbird, which has been the entire Archetype's nemesis for so long, completely cripple the deck, as the FTK heavily relies on drawing cards. However, that doesn't mean it hasn't done anything. Most recently, Mind Augus has been a part of Slash Draw FTK with Sorry Just Skull Dread in the OCG, because obviously it's a 3. It's surprisingly consistent too, so perhaps the card will finally get what it deserves out there. I'm not overly familiar with the OCG, but I'm pretty sure it will be part of a good number of FTK strategies, whether they're successful or not. So that's my first video on Yu-Gi-Oh! Banlist history. If you liked it, well, suggest some cards for me to cover in the future. I'm thinking of doing Firewall Dragon or perhaps Chaos Emperor Dragon Envoy at the end in the future. It's fun to look at the history of cards, you know? This was Play One Karma. Goodbye.